Hello and welcome to the Bucket List Gamers podcast. I am Jay, and as always, I'm joined by Eddie.
Hello.
And for this episode, we're doing one game and one game only, and we're speedrunning it because we want to record some Patreon content afterwards. We don't have a lot of time. So we're picking one game, which is Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, which is number 53 in the book. Came out in 2021, which I can't believe it was that long ago. Feels like a year ago at most.
Yeah.
And it was for PS5 and PC, which again, I also didn't know. So the book's educating me already. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to set a half an hour timer on my phone. And when that alarm goes off, we're going to wrap up the episode. No matter what point we're at when that alarm goes off, we'll do the end bit and we're gone. Could potentially lead to cliffhangers. We could run out of stuff to say at 20 minutes and then you don't hear the alarm. But let me just bring the alarm up on my phone. Timer, 30 minutes. And that is set. That is running. So we've got 30 minutes to talk about Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart and anything else we want to cover. So I'll do the stuff out the book, shall I? Get that out of the way. This PS5 exclusive is the 9th game in the iconic Ratchet & Clank series. Hop through different dimensions in real time as you battle it out against the evil Dr. Nefarious, which there was an incredible amount of thought when... Isn't that the evil person from Despicable Me as well?
It's the scientist, and I think it's Dr. Nefario in Despicable Me, so...
Near enough. And as well as playing as Ratchet, you can also play as brand new Lombax character, Rivet. Do you want the did you know, or do you want the fun fact?
I'll go with the fun fact.
The PS5's DualSense controller makes the in-game combat even more fun, as the adaptive triggers respond differently to each weapon. Yeah, I'll give them that one.
That's kind of what the adaptive triggers is for.
It's one of the first games to utilise it, I think, wasn't it, when it first got brought in? And it was, I remember the first time I ever did it, and you sort of wanting to shoot, but it's like your gun's jammed or something, isn't it? And you're really trying to force the triggers down, and they're just not moving. And I wonder how many people broke their controllers from really trying to push them down, but it is a pretty cool thing. I've seen it, we'll talk about it a bit further on once I've done Did You Know, but I've seen it utilised in a few other games in various ways. And I think gunplay is the best way it's been utilised, for sure, in this game. So did you know the game's award-winning score was composed by Mark Mothersbaugh, who also worked on movies like Thor Ragnarok and Hotel Transylvania? I mean, they're disparate films to be on your credits list, in particular, like a massive epic like that, and then... An Adam Sandler. Is it the Adam Sandler one? Hotel Transylvania? An Adam Sandler comedy that is sort of well received, but not pulling up any trees. How do you get both of those gigs?
I can sort of see the link between Ratchet and Clank and Hotel Transylvania because they've got a similar animation style. But Thor,
but then you
no.
throw in Ragnarok, which is like, I mean, the score on Ragnarok is mostly actual songs, isn't it? And then the Avengers music that plays when things are happening. So I don't know what impact he potentially had on that. Maybe he did like one song. You know that book's open to bending the truth at the best of time. He might have just done one song in Thor, and that's
very true. Yeah, I mean, I do take qualms with it's the 9th game in the series, given the fact that there's about 15. There aren't 9.
I don't even think there's 9 mainline, though, is there? Aren't a lot of them spin-offs and little weird mobile games and stuff like that?
Yeah, but there are a lot.
Go on, have you got the list there? I feel like you've got the list.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, before we do that, because there is something to talk about with the names as well, this one I thought was genuinely missing the usual Ratchet and Clank pun. Because normally a lot of the titles are the old school sort of kids film things, sort of some jokes aimed at the adults, and Ratchet and Clank games are usually very much aimed at the adults in terms of the titling scheme. And I thought this one had missed the mark with it until I realised that Rift Apart is a word play on Rip to Fart.
Oh, okay.
So it's...
I thought it was just ripped apart, as in they're separated for most of the game, but I didn't realise there was...
Yeah, there's the spoonerism thing of rip to fart sort of thing. So you've got.
I don't
Ratchet
like it now. I like it less after that. After knowing that,
So you've got Ratchet and Clank in 2002. You've got Ratchet and Clank Going Commando in 2003. You've got
on the nose.
up your arsenal in 2004.
That's very British, though, isn't it? That?
Oh, yeah,
like,
very
I don't
British.
think Americans would get that one.
No, not at all. Ratchet and Clank Deadlocked, which wasn't particularly a pun. You've got Ratchet and Clank Going Mobile, which was the mobile game. You've got Ratchet and Clank Size Matters, Tools of Destruction, Secret Agent Clank, The Quest for Booty, A Crack in Time, All for One, Full Frontal Assault, Into the Nexus, Ratchet and Clank, and then Rift Apart.
Yeah, some of them aren't really. They didn't put a lot of effort into some of them, did they? And then some of them are quite well. I say some of them are quite clever. No, they're not. Some of them are very obviously a pun and what they're going for. This one's probably the cleverest in that neither of us spotted it at first.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's also, I think, probably the most childish as well when you do figure out what it is.
Yeah.
And I really don't like it, and I don't know why. It's sort of soiled the game for me a bit. Pardon the pun again.
No pun intended.
Yeah. So my experience with Rift Apart, I'm going to struggle saying it every time.
I know.
Is I bought it for my PS5 because there wasn't an awful lot else to buy for my PS5 when I first got it. I think it might have even come with it. I think it might have been one of the, you can choose a game with a bundle. And I went for that because I think the other options were FIFA, which I already had for my Xbox, so I didn't need twice. And I can't remember what the other one was. But whatever it was, Rift Apart was the one that I was like, I think I'll get most play out of this. And I did play it quite a lot. I didn't get overly far in it. But because in my head, I'm thinking, I've only done that one level where it's all like swamplands. And there's those little furry things that are fixing your ship. But then I remember there's like a level that's like a high-rise cityscape in the future, isn't there? And I remember doing all that level and 100% in it. So I obviously have done a lot more than I remember doing. But yeah, it's sort of a bit of a blur. I do remember the triggers being really good, like we've just mentioned, the like haptic feedback. And I remember it being a really tight platformer and it looking amazing. And I wasn't overly fond. One of the first videos that went on our YouTube channel, which is gone now, it's been delisted because it got copyright struck, was me testing out a capture card playing Rift Apart. And it's the bit where you go into that sort of hyperspace AI bit to learn how to do certain moves and stuff. And it still looks now, like if I go back and look at that video that I recorded, like 5 minutes of gameplay, it looks fantastic. Even, nearly 5 years later now?
Yeah, it is the very definition of next gen at that time. It was very, very pretty game. I think I played it because it went on to PS Plus about a year or so ago, so I played it and finished it. But there are some really good, not so much set pieces, but episodes as such. So there's one that's prehistoric, because obviously the whole point of the game is the fact that it's rifts in time and space, and you are traveling through them and things are traveling through. So when they first occur, dinosaurs come through and spaceships come through from other dimensions, sorts of thing, and it's between yourself and Rivet to sort of seal them back up again. And yeah, it just plays really well.
Does Rivet come through one of the rifts?
Yes.
Because he's meant to be the only one of his species, isn't he?
Yeah.
And then he finds this other one. And completely random tangent, but the first time you see Rivet, the fur effects on her is fantastic. Like, you look at that, and that was, for me, that was like, right, I'm looking at next gen now. I'd had my Xbox for a while, and as nice as that looked, I don't recall anything on it that I'd played up to that point looking as amazing as this did for those close-up details. I mean, we talked about it last episode, Donkey Kong's feathers on the new Bonanza game. That looks, you put that side by side with a shot of Ratchet and Clank, and it looks horrendous.
Yeah.
Really, really bad. And it's not an ugly game either, Bonanza. It's a very nice looking game for the most part. But why can they not get his fur to look as good as that does on what is technically a next-gen console to the PS5 now? Sort of, at least halfway. Anyway, maybe not a full gen on, but and that just blows me away that a 4 or 5 year old game looks so much nicer than. And maybe Nintendo were going for an art style with it, and that's why they didn't. But I don't know why you'd ever look at it and go, "Yeah, this is the Donkey Kong we want with all the feathers on him," when we could have something that looks like Ratchet and Clank did 4 or 5 years ago. And
yeah, absolutely.
It's just it did blow me away a bit And like I said, I didn't play those. The first time you go into a rift or a rift starts coming towards the screen, it's just unbelievable, isn't it? And to see that in like full HDR and everything is, you just can't believe where it's come from when we first started playing 3D games to what that is. I know it's been, 20 years now? But it's still, to me, is like, I cannot believe. If you'd have told me in 1999, 2000, you'd showed me a still from that, I'd have been like, what? How is this possible? And now it's just the expected norm, isn't it? Like, I'm shitting all over Bonanza because it doesn't look like that. and it's like, this looks fantastic. It looks absolutely amazing.
I think the thing for me is that Crash Bandicoot, which we've talked about previously, was a generation before the remaster or the remake of it. And the fur quality on that is akin to the Donkey Kong
Feathers,
Bonanza thing, where it looks like shit. But then you take a generation on, it must be, 8 years apart? Because it was like partway through the PS4's life.
Probably not even that long, I don't think. I don't think it was that many years apart.
And you compare the two again, and you sort of go, it's even worse than Donkey Kong Bonanza, the fur style, because it just looks like a bath mat, really, that someone's just sort of stitched onto Crash Bandicoot. But when you also consider that Ratchet and Clank was one of the first proper 3D platformers, the first one was, anyway, 2002, you're talking, 4 or 5 years into 3D platformer development?
Yeah.
And I don't recall ever wanting to play a Ratchet and Clank game. Mostly because they were console exclusive. I never went out of my way to buy one. I never heard people bleat on about how amazing they were. But it's lasted nearly a quarter of a century.
It's never been a franchise that I got into. I was always Crash Bandicoot. And then I was like, I backed a few lemons, to be fair, in terms of platformers. Like Jersey Devil. I was all in on Jersey Devil, and it is absolute shit. But at the time, I was just obsessed with getting that game. And then when I got it and I played it, I was like, this isn't good, but got my money's worth out of it, sort of thing. And I went Jersey Devil. Sly Raccoon. I really wanted that for some reason. When I saw that, I was like, I really want this. I never recall looking at Ratchet and Clank in magazines and going, oh, that's grabbed me. And I don't think I ever did play any of the old ones. Not really. Like, I might have had a demo disc, or I might have had it later now, if they've been like back released and stuff. I might have played them a few years ago, because I'm assuming they ended up on other consoles and stuff. Did they do like a DS one or anything like that, or has it always just been Sony?
I don't think they left. So all of them were PS2 originally. One was multi-platform across PS2 and PS3. Then they went solely onto the PS3 with a couple of PSP titles that were exclusive to the PSP.
That'll be it. It'll be a PSP one that I've played. I remember playing it handheld. That's the memory I've got. And I was like, I wonder if it was on DS, but it would have been a PSP one that I played. And yeah, it's never really what was the other
Jack and Daxter?
Yeah, that one I remember playing.
Never grabbed me either.
It never did me, but I remember having the first one. I don't know why, because I wouldn't have asked for it. I think somebody must have bought it me as a present because they knew I like Crash Bandicoot, and it looks like it's a similar game, doesn't it? And I remember playing the first one and thinking, yeah, this is good, but like, if there's a sequel, I'm not going to be clamoring to get it. Whereas Crash Bandicoot 2 and Crash Bandicoot 3, I literally begged my parents for like day one copies of those two, even though it wasn't my birthday, it wasn't Christmas or anything. I was like, I love the first one so much, I need these games as soon as they come out, and I did get them. Jackson Daxter, or whatever it was called, they were all right. They were a bit more, they were more puerile than this, weren't they? I think they were very sort of like 90s, 2000s youth-based comedy type humour in them.
But a lot more gritty with it. A lot of the stuff is, there's like slaughter of planets and stuff like that, whereas Ratchet and Clank, there's always sort of like, oh no, the planet's in danger, but everyone just manages to escape before it blows up. Those sorts of things. So it was quite a difference in tone.
One platformer that doesn't get anywhere near enough love that it should do was Tombi, or Tomba if you're outside the UK.
Oh, yeah.
Tombi 1 I had a demo for on a demo disc, and I loved it. I played that demo to death, and it was only like a 5-minute demo, and I played it so much. Never got the first one. Got the second one when I saw the second one in a shop for like a £5, I think it was. Played it to death, completed it about 4 or 5 times. I think it's more RPG, the second one, than just platformery. Really good game. That game is worth so much now. It's like 200 quid, I think, and I paid a fiver for it, and I've had more than my fiver's worth out of it. And I got the first one on my little PlayStation Mini. It was the first game that I modded onto that to try, and I still love the first one. It's not aged particularly well to look at it, but it's still such a fun game. And those quirky platformers always gripped me a lot more than these mainstream ones did, apart from Crash and Spyro. That's Ratchet and Clank's biggest issue. They were up against Crash and they were up against Spyro, and they're never going to unseat either of those for the two main platformers, are they? I mean, even Croc. I was really, really into getting Croc, and I'd played that loads. I would have always picked Croc over Ratchet and Clank. I don't know what it is. I genuinely don't know what it is about them that never really appealed to me. I don't love the character designs. I don't think they're particularly unique or quirky like your Crash and your Croc and your Spyro and stuff. They look amazing in the new game, as I've previously said, but I just don't think as characters standalone, they do that much to stand out.
Yeah, that's fair. They always remind me of something that should be in a DreamWorks film.
Yeah.
It looks like knockoff Disney, basically, like someone else trying to steal Disney's shtick. That's how they've always struck me. And to your point, there's nothing particularly iconic about any of them. Some of the humor's relatively quite good, really, and not just aimed at the kids. There are some sort of sarcastic back and forths between Clank, Ratchet, and things like that. But overall, the villains are cartoonishly villain. They're like Saturday morning cartoon levels of villainy, and no backstory at all. Just that is an evil guy. I just think it is a well put together game, despite the fact that we've got no particular affection for it.
The new one in particular is well written, it's well voiced, it looks great, it plays great, but I just can't say I love it. Do you know what I mean? I can't put my finger on what it is. Maybe it is the nostalgia of it that I don't have this affection for these characters. Like the new Crash game, really hard. Quite not the best Crash game ever, but a bit of a return to form after what had come after 3, certainly. And I just like that. I got really into that because it's a character from my childhood that I have loads of affection for, and it was nice to not see him be absolutely f***ed over like he had been in like 5 other games since then. So even though it wasn't amazing, it was nice to just see, it's pretty much the original Crash formula. It's the original Crash characters. He's not covered in tattoos. He's not riding monsters because they can't come up with a gimmick for it. It's just Crash Bandicoot again in its purest form, but with this new theme and these mask mechanics and stuff to make it more modern and make it more than just a run into the camera, run away from the camera thing. This is undoubtedly a better game, I would say, but I just don't have the same affection for it and the interest in playing it again. And I think I wonder if the guys at Rift Apart were fuming when Crash 4 came out, because the concept is very similar, isn't it? Like the whole story concept to it. And I bet they were like, he's done it again. We've had this idea and we've been working on it for ages, and this stupid fucking Bandicoot's come over and screwed us again.
I think part of the thing that takes me out of it is the fact that I enjoy some of the weapons so much. Some of them are so satisfying to use and have got a good weight to them. But the upgrade mechanic for them is colossally shit. The fact that you have to use them and get kills with them to upgrade them. You then get to a point where you've fully upgraded that weapon and then you go, oh, well, I need to stop using this now because my gun that turns them into sheep needs like the next set of upgrade points, and I need 40 kills with the damn thing. So you're forced to switch to a weapon that you don't really want to use, but you feel obliged to because the thing that you're currently using, while satisfying, is now completely overpowered. And you sort of want to get an even spread of upgrades across maybe that's my OCD talking.
I think it goes the other way as well, though. I think it forces you into using the same weapon because you level that weapon up so much that it's like really strong, as you point out. And then you've got to go back to something that does next to no damage to get enough to upgrade it. But you're now in an area that has enemies that are practically impervious to that gun that you want to start upgrading. So you're like, well, I've no choice but to either go back and grind it out in a level that I've already finished, or use the good gun that I've already got and have no variation in the game and just stick with this one all the way through. I'll tell you what game I loved that did it right. You could sort of upgrade, but not loads, which is brings us sort of onto a bit of news outside of Ratchet and Clank as well. The one by the guys who made Rick and Morty, High on Life.
High on Life.
The guns in that were fantastic. They all felt different. They all obviously had their own personality because they can talk. You could sort of upgrade them a little bit, but you didn't really need to because you'd got 5 or 6 different guns that all did something differently. And yeah, there's a sequel to that in the works, which I am, unlike Ratchet and Clank, so excited to play because I love the first game. It's one of the few games recently that I've 100%ed and gone all the way through, finished it completely, got all the achievements, explored every part of the map to get every little upgrade and every little bit of humour out of it. And you obviously have to like that humour style, the Rick and Morty type of thing.
Non-sequitur or sort of rambling and disjointed conversations, yeah.
To enjoy that game, you have to like that. But I do, and it was so good. Like, there's just bits where you can just stand and watch NPCs talk, and there's like 15 minutes of dialogue that is hilarious, and like you can just sit there and let them go, and you don't have to even interact, and then eventually they'll just stop talking, and then you can carry on with doing what you were doing. Or, I mean, there's some characters in it that I must have sat and watched for 10 minutes, so they didn't repeat a line, and I was like, I can't just sit here all day. I don't know how much more dialogue they've got, but I can't just sit and listen to it. And it was just so cleverly done. But before we move on to that, then let's give Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart a score. I mean, purely on the looks, the design, the gameplay, and everything, it's pushing close to an S. But for us personally, I think you'll agree with this. I'm coming in more at an A just because I don't have that love for it, and I don't particularly remember that much about it. Like I said earlier on, the only level I particularly remember is the swamp one, and that's because I think that was the last bit I played before I stopped playing it. And I thought there's a boss there, isn't there, that's a bit of a pain in the arse, and I fought that. And I probably did go on to a couple of other bits, but that's the last bit that sticks in my memory, and I completely forgot like the 3 levels maybe that I'd done other than that one. So it's obviously not got that affectionate place in my memory. And I just couldn't give it an S because of that reason, even though as a standalone game, it probably deserves top tier.
Yeah, I think if they bring out another one, I will be interested in playing it at least because I played the remake, which was done for a weird reason. It was like they released a movie that was essentially the first game in cinemas, and they released the game alongside it to advertise the film. And it was such a bizarre moment in sort of video game and film crossover history where you're like, well, one negates the other. Surely that you don't need one of them. You've spent millions here where you only needed to spend half as many millions. But then they basically wiped out all the previous canon in the games and the film by just going, oh yeah, basically none of those characters exist in this world. None of that happened, and people were like, the fans were like, what the hell? And the people that were coming into it were like, didn't get any of the references because they'd not played any of the previous stuff that they just erased from canon. So it was like, what the guys?
Just literally upset everyone in one go, and no one's happy with it.
But this one, I think it did the right jump off from that first one, the remake, and I'd be interested in playing the second one, but I don't think I would actively go and pay for it.
This is the question. Would you play it if it was on PS Plus but not buy it?
Yeah.
Exactly, which I don't think any game that falls into that category we can give an S. Like, I wouldn't...
No.
An S has got to be, I need to go out and buy this. And if it's on PS Plus, that's a bonus straight away. Or Game Pass, it's a plus. But it has to be a game where we go, right, we're clamoring for this, like midnight launch, that type of thing. Or I paid money for this game to get it as soon as it came out. Oh, it was on PS. It was on PS Plus day one, so I didn't have to pay money for it, but I would have done if it wasn't on there. And this isn't that for me. I wouldn't pay money for another one of these. I'd play it if it was part of a subscription, and I think that means we have to reasonably put it in A.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So, with 4 minutes left before this alarm goes off, we've mentioned High on Life 2. Really looking forward to that. Not seen loads of details about it, but I'm curious as to the voice acting, what they're going to do. Because as far as I'm aware, Justin Roiland's been cleared, hasn't he? Of any wrongdoing. So. It's all been sort of disposed of and dealt with. But he's still not back on Rick and Morty. They're still using the people they replaced him with to voice Rick and Morty. So have they got them in to do the game? Because, I mean, the main gun is just Morty's voice from the... So have they got him back? Or is this going to be the guy that's doing the cartoons now is also doing this role? That'll be interesting to find out, because I think you can tell the difference. I think the guy who's doing the voice now is good, but you can still hear a difference in the two. And yeah, I'm curious to see what they do with it. I'm expecting some Rick and Morty Easter eggs in there. I'm hoping they put some Solar Opposites references in there, because I love that program. And it doesn't get mentioned at all, and I think it deserves far more. And that would be the perfect game to have them crop up in, even if it was just like Pupa or something, just so there's a reference in there.
And I mean, it's that not nonsensical, but to quote a phrase I fucking hate, random, that they could get away with a little set piece where you get shrunk down as a character and you're walking through and you happen to go through the wall, or you happen to be able to see it, or something similar that references it in another dimension sort of thing. So yeah, it'd be the perfect opportunity to do it.
The whole thing with their whole shtick is that it's all multi-dimensional and Rick and Morty can travel between them. And I'm assuming, although they've never really said it on Solar Opposites, that it's in the same universe, I assume. So they could do a thing where they get transported into the same universe and you get shrunk down and actually put in the wall by them, and that's a full level or something like... There's ways they could do it. I don't think they'll do it to that extent, but it would be nice if there was at least some references in there. Yeah. I mean, I think a Solar Opposites game could work, to be honest, if they wanted to just do one completely on its own, but I doubt they will with this one doing so well. This is sort of their video game entry, isn't it? And I'm really looking forward to that. We've got 1 minute 27 left. Is there anything else you want to bring up in the gaming world?
Not particularly. There were quite a lot of announcements that we've had over the last few weeks that we've not done an episode. So obviously we had some more content for Pokemon Z to A. We've had some new Mega Evolutions revealed. The Dragonite one has been clamoured for since the original Mega Evolution was a thing, but I think people are a little disappointed in it, really. It does look a little weird.
They've announced one today, haven't they? Horlucha's getting
the Horlucha one.
Which looks
great. Which looks great, I have to admit. That one does genuinely look good. I'm assuming your starters get Megas. They've not actually mentioned that yet, but in the previous Legends game, your starters were existing starters, but they had a different final evolution form. So I'm assuming we get both a different evolution form and a Mega out of it as well, which will be nice.
I've seen that there was a training course got offered in video game development, and apparently a lot of it was from Ubisoft employees, a lot of the talks and stuff. Right. And people were saying the last people I would want to learn how to make a game off of is people there.
Well, you just make the same game over and over again, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. So, and you just add a bit more wokeness in every time to just upset a few more people.
And then sack half your development team.
Yeah. I think that's, well, we've just given the course away for free there. Anyone who was thinking, it was something stupid like $4,000 as well for this course.
Jesus.
And yeah, I can't imagine you'd get much out of it. That you definitely wouldn't get a fucking job out of it at the end of it, would you? Based on who's running it. So I don't really know what you were getting out of it. We are going to call it there, as a lovely rainbow emerges outside my window, like some sort of sign that we've done a good job in this short episode. We're not going to end the episode here, though, for you guys listening, because we're going to throw it over now to our future selves, me, Eddie, Aaron, a combination of, for what we've been playing, because we've not really discussed that in this episode, so I think we're probably going to get a fair bit out of that. So throw that over to you guys now. Hello, yes, thank you, past Jay and Eddie. I am joined for this section by just Aaron, because we couldn't all get together at the same time, and Aaron plays infinitely more than me and Eddie do, so I thought it was more important to speak to him and see what he's been playing. Potentially, at the end of this, me and Eddie might talk more about what we've been playing, depending on if we can get together or not, but you'll have to wait and find out. There's a little cliffhanger hook to keep you listening. So, as we are on a tight schedule, what have you been playing? I'll let you go first.
Well, I mean, on the stream, the instant one that springs to mind is Waterpark Simulator.
Yeah, you've been enjoying this one, haven't you?
Oh, I've absolutely loved it. It's almost everything I want in a simulator because it's silly, but it knows it's silly. So it's not trying to be too serious. People have dumps all over the place. The physics are just wild. You can slip over on puddles, trying to build a water park. Oh, it's just so good. It's addictively good.
You have to shoot smelly people with water guns.
Yep. Yeah, you have to, yeah. Even though it's a water park, they could just clean themselves in the pool, which I often do. But
you get perverts in there, don't you? Taking pictures of people that you have to deal with, people getting in for free, and it's a fun one to watch. I didn't think it would be necessarily. I thought it'd be all right, but I didn't expect to get into it as much as I did.
No.
When you started playing it, and I really got invested in it. And I think we've done 3 episodes so far.
We have, yep.
And there's going to be a 4th because you're really close to getting the next level up.
3-star park. Yep, I am.
3-star park. So we might even play it until we get a 5-star if it continues to be engaging enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is. I thought when I requested it, because it was one I'd seen, we didn't get offered it, but I requested it and they kindly gave us a key. I thought it was going to be like Theme Park, but with a bit of first person, like on Theme Park when you could go on the rides and it was a bit pointless, but you could do it.
Yeah.
I expected that, but actually it's the other way, isn't it? It's more of a management sim where you can also do a little bit of construction and place slides and pools and all that kind of thing. So it wasn't what I expected it to be, but actually it's been one of the best simulators I think we've done.
Oh, 100%. It's my favourite simulator. I think your trading card game simulator is up there with the ranks, but this is it's got just so much to do in it. Every day I just running around like a headless chicken, cleaning toilets, repairing slides, selling tickets to people, selling hot dogs, selling lemonade. It's absolute madness. And at the end of the day, you get all the money and you sort of build your decorations and build your pools up and build your slides. Oh, it's great.
I think that's it. It's definitely more engaging than the trading card one. The trading card one's fun, especially if you're into the hobby.
Yeah.
But it is the same thing. You are just grinding the same thing to unlock the next thing. But there is fun in opening the packs and stuff. Whereas the Waterpark thing, it doesn't feel grindy. It feels like you've got an actual job and you've got all these different duties and you get all these little quality of life things like a ticket machine that don't fully take away the fact you have to sell tickets, but makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I think it is a really good one. I don't even know how much it is, but I don't think it's expensive, is it, to actually buy it? I think it's a relatively cheap one, and we've already had, if we'd paid for it, we'd have had our money's worth out of it already, I would say.
Definitely. Oh, £9.99 currently, early access.
So it's nothing, is it? And they are planning on keeping updating it as well.
Yeah.
I mean, they've introduced stuff while we've been playing it, haven't they? They've introduced Twitch integration, so people can create characters that come to your park, which is pretty cool if you're a Twitch streamer. But they're always adding new stuff. So yeah, that's a great one. What else have you been playing?
I mean, obviously, obligatory Smite mention, because I sneak a couple of Smite games in there every now and then, I
still don't get it.
I know
I still don't understand it. I don't know what's going on. There's terminology flying about that I don't understand. There's people dressed as luchadors throwing piñatas at people, and I don't think I'll ever understand it. But I did enjoy watching the last stream of it you did more than I have in previous ones. I didn't just turn it off or mute you or put you in the background. I did actually stick with it, and I sort of got into it. I don't know why you won, but I know you won. And that was exciting enough.
It was nothing. It was nothing to do with me why I won. But yes, apart from that, Mortuary Assistant on the old.
Yeah.
Speaking of horror games, I've really enjoyed Mortuary Assistant.
What other one did we play? Oh, it was the night surveillance thing, wasn't it? I can't remember the exact name of it now.
Paranormal Night Shift.
That was the one, which was all right. It was very much a clone of I'm on observation duty, but with more of with a storyline, like a proper full blown storyline built into it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And set in England, which immediately made it more appealing to us because we felt a bit more at home. Although I've never seen a house like that in England.
No,
I don't
neither
think.
have I.
It was a very American house that they just claimed was in England.
Yeah.
That was good. I enjoyed that. And again, not an expensive game. We got a lot out of it.
Yeah.
We didn't finish it either, did we?
No, I think I stopped on the final night because I think I died on... I think there was 3 nights you could do, and I didn't quite finish the 3rd night.
And I think that's even being developed out as well, isn't it? I don't think that's the final product either. So that one was decent. But I think, moving on to Mortuary Assistant after it just sort of blew it away a bit, didn't it? Because
it did.
They've really put some effort into Mortuary Assistant, and the jump scares are unbelievable, as you will attest to on your second playthrough when you ended up on the floor.
I did,
which
I fell over.
Might be my highlight of any stream ever, because it was just so unexpected. I didn't even see what got you. I was sort of looking down at chat, and the next thing you're on the floor.
Yeah.
But it is such a fun, like, it's such a simple premise, isn't it? But I feel like because of the amount of anomalies and that kind of thing that are in it, you could get so many more plays out of it, and they wouldn't be the same. And I actually found out the other day, I don't know if you know this, they released like a Christmas DLC at Christmas time where one of the corpses is Santa.
Oh, amazing.
And so I don't know if that's like it only appears at Christmas or whether you can still play it any time of year. Yeah. But that might be one for us when we get to December to experience that, because I watched a video of it and it looks amazing. That one I'm really happy I paid out my own pocket for that one because I knew it was going to be a good one. Yeah. And it has been. And we will be playing that again on future streams, I'm pretty sure.
Definitely. But I think that's a perfect one just because they're only like half an hour rounds or something.
Yeah, it's
play.
Really quick, isn't it? Like you could, if you got lucky with the sigils and stuff, you could finish a run of that in like 5-10 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
If you got the right body out first and you found all the sigils really quickly.
Yeah.
But some of the jump scares, I mean, I've watched quite a lot of videos of it before I bought it for you to play. Yeah. And you've not seen anything yet.
Nope.
In terms of the jump scares in it, you've had, apart from the one that knocked you over, you've had relatively tame ones so far.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to seeing more of it. I mean, there's a basement, isn't there, that we've not unlocked yet? There's a safe that you found that we've not unlocked.
Yeah.
So there are still more mysteries in there too to unravel. And then you've also played another horror one. We played Phasmo again, didn't we? Which was fun. And I'm just trying to think of what other games you've played recently. We played Animal Shelter. I don't think we've talked about that. Animal Shelter 2, which was a good sim. Not a great sim, but a very decent one.
For the length of time I played it, it was very good. I don't think I would have played it for much longer than I did it for. I feel like I'd done the game. I'd saved a couple of pups, saved a couple of kittens. I think that was all the game had to offer, but it was decent.
We played Discounty, which you weren't as keen on, unfortunately. I think we really had high hopes for that, didn't we? And it wasn't.
I had really high hopes for it. It just looked right up my street, supermarket sort of simulator style game. But there was just so much talking in it that I just let me open a shop and deal with people. But there was just so much, and not like, story talking where they're like enhancing the story. It was just talking for talking's sake, driving me mad.
So that one wasn't as good. No. You enjoyed the blacksmith one. We've played quite a lot since we last talked. The blacksmith one you enjoyed. You planning on playing that, I don't know, in private, or are you going to do it on stream again?
I've 100% of that game. I've got all the gamer score. I've 1,000 out of 1,000. I've got 5 floors, and I've finished everything in that game. I loved it. I played it.
So that one was decent.
Yeah, we should mention Axe Alotl.
Oh, AK Solotl.
Yeah, that one.
I think we briefly mentioned it last time, didn't we? But the videos are up on YouTube now.
Yeah.
Not doing as well as our horror ones, which I didn't expect them to do. No. But if you do want to see more of us playing that game, we're going to play more of it anyway because we enjoyed it. Whether you liked it or not, we enjoyed it. So we're going to play more of it anyway. But yeah, go and check those videos out, because I think we had a decent laugh playing it as well. I don't think it was particularly boring either, was it? So that's worth checking out. You also played Isles and Tiles very briefly on one of the streams. That was the one I was coming to, which was created by a friend of the channel, Trevor, who you might have heard on the Zelda episode we did a few months back. We met him at a game convention. He made Governor of the West, which we've talked about previously. Isles and Tiles is his new one. It's now out. And it's pretty fun, isn't it? It's a nice, relaxing, chilled out puzzle. As he said on the episode, a board game in digital form, I think, is the best way to put it, or a card game in digital form. It could easily work in real life, couldn't it? If you had the little tile pieces and the cards and stuff to play it with. So if you're into board games or you just want something to chill with, I think it was $9.99 when it came out, but there will be deals coming on and off. And watch this space, because we are going to be doing a giveaway very soon, and there will be an Isles and Tiles key in that giveaway for someone to win. So if you really want to check it out, you could potentially win it from us as well. I've not been playing much because I've been editing around the clock. I have been playing a lot of Undermine 2, though, since I played it on the stream. Got really into it. I finished it once, in inverted commas, because you don't really finish it. You just finish a run. I did get to the end and beat the last boss. There is still stuff for me to do. There's loads for me to unlock. It's early access, so I'm assuming they're going to pump more stuff into it as it goes.
So. Yeah.
Which is, I sort of don't like that happening. I did that with Hades 2 as well, and then I've not gone back to it because I sort of finished everything they'd done.
Yeah.
And now I don't really know where I am with it, so I don't always love doing that, but Undermine 2 is fairly complete as it is. You could play it as a completed game, but I just feel like they're going to add more and more. And I'm not bored of it at all. So I played it last night for about 2 hours and did a few more runs and got close again, but not quite to the end. The two different characters in it play very differently to each other, and switching between them is such a shock to the system. Like, it takes you at least one run just to get used to switching to the character. But what I did discover, which I mentioned when I was on stream, I don't know if you were watching, is it's multiplayer.
Oh, right. No.
So if you had it, we could stream it together, essentially, and do a multiplayer run. So we'll have to look into potentially getting you a copy as well, and then we could potentially play it together. We're playing Phasma, aren't we? Probably already happened by the time this comes out, but this Thursday, it might not be. It depends how quickly I get this edited, but it is Tuesday now, so unlikely this will be out before we play it again. But we are going to play a bit more Phasmo, and you're playing... I can't remember what the game is you're going to play. Oh, Vampire...
No, it's not
Vampire Survivors. It's something similar. Vampire Hunters, is it?
Yeah, Vampire Hunters.
Which is sort of a first-person Vampire Survivors mix-up, isn't it? So that should be a fun one. These will be on the VOD channel eventually, and we're splitting up the Phasmo episodes. I mean, we're halfway through episode 1 in the individual episodes, stream 1, and we've already streamed another 4 hours, and we're going to do another 3 hours this week. So we've got content for that for days when I can be bothered to edit it together.
I was going to say, you're going to have to pull your finger out here.
I know. They'll be coming gradually. And the only game, TCG Card Shop, I've been playing again. And when you go on holiday, I will be playing more of that on the stream. Good. I think I'm also going to play WWE 2K25 just before it comes to the end of its cycle and the new one comes out, because that can't be too far away now. We'll do a bit of GM mode on it, I think, and get the chat involved in picking, booking cards, all that kind of fun stuff. It's the most frustrating mode ever as well, so I'm going to lose my shit while I'm playing it, but it will be fun nonetheless. So yeah, we've got a lot to come. We've been playing some really good games. As I say, they'll all go on the VOD channel eventually when we schedule them up. The shorts go up as well, don't they? So there's little best of bits going onto our YouTube and TikTok shorts, so make sure you're following us over there. And yeah, follow us on the socials to find out when those competitions start running to win various keys. Isles and Tiles is one of them. The Plucky Squire is another one. We've got a key for the Plucky Squire to give away, which me and Eddie have talked about quite a lot in the past. So yeah, lots to look forward to. But thank you, Aaron, for joining me on this little segment.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me.
And now I will either throw it back to past Jay and Eddie to wrap up, or I'll throw it to future Jay and Eddie to talk about what we've been playing.
Yeah, very timey-wimey, yeah.
It is. It's getting very confusing, isn't it? Maybe we need to come up with a better method for doing these bits. But hopefully you guys that are listening can follow it. And yes, until the next one, Aaron, thank you.
Yep.
We'll see you on Thursday at theblg.tv. But until next time, thank you, Aaron, and goodbye. Welcome back from what we've been playing, and we are just going to call the episode now. We probably should have done that somewhere in the middle rather than keep leaving it to the end, but I think it makes sense it being at the end because it's the more recent bit of the stuff we've recorded, so I'm happy with it being there. But yeah, we will say thank you for listening. We will thank our Patreons. So we've got, in the couple of coins tier, we've got Harry Flynn. In the Bucket Kicker tier, we've got RicFlair, we've got ZomBev, and we've got doches and the Doctor 1812. And in the Avatanish tier, we've got Aaron and the Sweaty Llama. So thank you to you guys for supporting us. There will be, as I say, a new episode out for you guys soon. We're going to just literally stop recording this and start recording that. It is going to be an AMA, our second AMA, or I think we'll call it a Q&A now because the days of the AMA seem to be dead. No one's doing them anymore. And it didn't really make any sense because there's two of us, so it should have been AUA rather than AMA. Yeah. So we will be doing a second one of those. We've got a big list of questions that our lovely listeners have submitted to us. That'll be going out on Patreon, exclusive for at least a month. We've got blueprints over there that's gradually getting released over there and then moving over to YouTube. We've got loads of stuff coming out on YouTube. Aaron and I have been playing AK Solotl, we think you pronounce it as, which is a roguelike where you play as axolotls with guns, which is so much fun. We were going to play multiple games and we ended up just playing that for about 2.5 hours and splitting it up into episodes. So that is going out on YouTube gradually. Go over. The first one's out already. The second one may be by the time this is out. We're putting them out weekly. Aaron's still streaming over on Twitch, www.theblg.tv. It's Horror Night tonight as we speak, so I'm really looking forward to that. He's playing the mortuary's assistant, and it's going to absolutely terrify him. I've watched video. He's not seen anything about it. I've watched videos of it.
Dear.
I didn't enjoy watching the videos. That is how bad it was. So, and I don't mean bad as in bad quality. I mean bad as in horrifically scary. So I'm really looking forward to that. But yeah, check out the Twitch stream every Thursday and now mostly Sundays or Saturdays. I've even jumped in on there and done a couple of streams. I played Undermine 2 and TCG Card Shop Simulator on there. So I'm going to do more of Card Shop Simulator because they've just added grading in there. So you can send your cards off to be graded and sell the graded cards now, which is a really nice touch. They've even got Ultra Pro products in it now. It's like licensed by Ultra Pro, who are obviously our pals who have sent us some stuff. So big shout out to Ultra Pro for keeping us in protectors and sleeves and God knows what else. But I will stop with the million plugs there and we will end off the episode. So thank you for listening. And until the next one, that's goodbye from me.
And that's goodbye from me.